Everyone. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a good morning. Give me one sec while I make a Discord announcement, and then we'll get started on Peru stuff. Hi Shiro. Hi Wobbly Dev. How's it going? Looks like you guys were here for a little bit before I came in. There goes the link into Discord. Okay. That should all be posted. I need to get my reference up. Did I make a reference sheet? I'm not sure. Nice man, hello. Aztec. Hey, how's it going? Guy, Aztec, Flow. Hi, welcome guys. Let me just get my... I have to open Photoshop too, I suppose. Peru skin. In design. Is that it? Oh my god, Photoshop. Telling me stuff. There we go. Okay. How did I have this set up last time? I didn't have Photoshop on my lower screen. I think I had it up here. And I was switching between views when I needed it. And I should export a JPEG of this. For some reason I keep forgetting to save out my color, my color scheme. Okay. Here we are. Aztec, no, it's not Dino, it's Purussaurus. That's the species that we're working on. It's another big crocodilian, but yeah, it's not Dino. What interests me more, space or prehistoric creatures? Oh man, that's a hard one. Because I am a huge fan of like speculative biology and like astrobiology. Like for example, Alien Planet is like one of my favorite documentaries. Well, what would you call that? It's not like because it's not like real, but it's like a pseudo documentary. I really like Alien Planet. I love thinking about life on other planets and designing stuff based on like what we think other life might be and stuff like that. So it's very hard for me to pick between those two. But I will say dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals, they've been with me my whole life, since I was very, very young. It wasn't until much later that I became interested in potential alien life and like other types of creature designs. So yeah, probably prehistoric stuff still. They're very close. I thought I got rid of this last time, but I guess not. I need to turn off the eyes, turn off the teeth. Get in here and paint this mask properly. Aaron, good morning. Look at the chompers on that thing. They're always glowing in those TV shows, like deep marine creatures. Oh, I mean, it depends. I don't really know how many shows there are. I mean, Alien Planet was the first one like it, so maybe everyone like started following suit. Bioluminescence is very cool, so I can see why people love to use it. But I would say that I keep saying prehistoric planet, man. Alien Planet was probably the first place where I saw it being used on like terrestrial animals. Yeah, I feel like they kind of pioneered. I mean, Wayne Barlow has always been one of my favorite artists, because Wayne Barlow also does paleo art. He actually did some of my favorite paleo illustrations for I think it was like an alphabet book for kids. It was like dinosaurs in the alphabet or something. But yeah, I really, a lot of the paintings in that book have stuck with me for a long time. Actually, I should find a reprint or like an old copy of that book. That way I can just have it, because some of those illustrations are very, I would say they're pretty iconic in terms of paleo art, like recognizable paleo art. Where is my cursor, man? For some reason I can't see my cursor. Am I painting? Why won't you let me see my cursor substance? I was just painting, wasn't I? What happened? This is the paint layer. Now it lets me see my cursor. If I come here, it doesn't. Add another paint layer because it's turned off. There we go. That's why. Let's see. Wow, you guys are filling up the chat a little faster than I'm used to, sadly. Cyan, W game. Is this Purussaurus? Yes, this is Purussaurus. TBH, dinosaurs are the animals I love the most. Next are dragons. I mean, dragons, yeah, definitely see that. Let's see. Hey, can I get a second chance? Tiffany, I don't know. I'm not really sure what you mean. Crocs should have glowing eyes at night when they surface. That would be cool. That would actually be pretty cool. I mean, you'd have to have a light source to reflect, right? I mean, one of the reasons we can see alligators and crocodiles at night is like people go search for them with flashlights. I don't think we're gonna have flashlights in the game. Maybe they reflect like the light off torchlight or something. Moonlight. Wobbly, do you feel like all new creatures are carnivores? What do you mean by new creatures? Because there are not many new creatures, right? Because we have the Eocarcharia, we have the Orano, and we have the Puru. Puru is the newest one. So we don't really have like a lot of creatures to compare to. So I mean, if I look at the roster, last time I looked at the roster, it felt like it was fairly balanced. I'm not sure if they added some new ones. That might be what you're talking about. Wobbly, I know that sauropods are coming, but when? It's just, we have to get to it when we get to it. We're going at the pace that we are going. There's not a lot of things we can do to because keep in mind, like, I don't think there's anyone really that's working on the game full time. Maybe Islander is working on it full time. I'm not sure. But like majority of us, like me, I'm basically like a part-time artist, right? Like I work on Path of Titans on the weekends and after work when I can and things like that. So I imagine it's the same way for a lot of the devs. So I mean, I'm trying to be as fast as I can, but I can't tell you when that sauropods are coming. Let's see. Are the animations for Puru already being made? As far as I know, I don't think so. We're still working on Oranosaurus stuff. And I mean, This mesh is animatable, so if anyone needs to animate it, I can export it. But I haven't seen any animations yet. Last time I was going to add a little bit of... I need to add some color to this, to the mouth, because I feel like it's too one note. Like it's very like solid color. I need to add something to add some variation to it. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. Actually, one quick way I can add some variation is I need to add a filter. Add a... Is it a gradient? Gradient map. Type the whole thing out. Which one's a gradient? Gradient curve. That's not what I want. Is this what I want? Source? No. This one? That's what I want. Okay. The problem is it just replaced my color. Let me add this color to my palette. And I'll copy the hex code. And then we'll go back and add the filter. So there, I'm going to add the color back, but then I'm going to add some variation here. And then we'll build on top of this. I need a texture. Let's see. It's insane to think that when you look at our closest star, they actually saying the dinosaurs will... Does dinosaurs still... Light has reached them... Oh yeah, the delay for the speed of light. Yeah, that is a crazy thought. That kind of stuff really like blows my mind. Just the expanse of space and how, I mean, maybe there is a way to like reduce travel times around in space. Like theoretical physics is a pretty interesting field, but it's got a lot of like crazy concepts that can really like mess with your brain. What am I looking for here? I need a texture. I need something with a good range of value, so I'm probably going to try this. Get this. This will be lighter, slightly lighter. Slightly lighter color in here. And then this one will be darker. We'll go a little bit more red. This one will go a little cooler. So it starts to add, you see the variation in there, like the little speckles. Let me see what I can do here. There's a seam. I'll get rid of that with the triplanar. And then we'll play around with the tiling. Just to add a little bit of color breakup in there. I'm going to go in with some other stuff in a second. Can I get a mod here? I'm not sure who is here. What is your question, Tiffany? I'm not sure how I can help you or what's going on. Tiffany, you're gonna probably have to message somebody on Discord. Explain your situation and then see if they can help you out for YouTube stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, but you'll have to see if you can figure that out. I am not a mod. I don't know how the permissions and stuff work on YouTube. I just do my work and yeah, sorry about that. Guy Willis, which designs of the Spinosaurus are you going for? The new discovered ones or old ones? So the design of the Spino, that's on our Wednesday stream. But the design of the Spino is like, I would say we're trying to go for maybe like 90% consistent with what we know of Spinosaurus in paleontology, and then we're exaggerating a few elements. Most of it is just like the legs, for example. They're slightly bigger, larger in scale, and then the shape of the sail is a bit different. So there's a little bit of exaggeration happening. Depending on the area that you look at. But I'm trying to keep it like, it shouldn't like be overly offensive, you know, like, well, I guess it depends on who you ask. Some people are very easily offended by Spinosaurus decisions. But I'm trying to keep it so it like doesn't look, it looks consistent and plausible. I think I've achieved that. I don't think it looks like super out of place or anything. I think if you were to look at it at first glance, you would just think it was a fairly normal Spino. But there are things that are different about it. Okay, so I have this red color that I want to mix in here. I need to add, add a mask here. Maybe we'll build a mask. Dirk, I have a question. If you have a question, just drop it in the chat and I'll try to get to it. I'm a little behind here. I don't know how long it will take to grow Nika. Hi Delta, welcome back. Dirk, yes, you can make models like this in Blender. Blender is actually very capable. You can do a lot with Blender. So I would say yes, you can make a model like this in Blender. I am not sure, Ulrich, about the aquatics. Kivarsha, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I'm behind in chat a little bit. Wait, can you animate this model for free? Well, I'm not sure what you mean, Dirk. Like in Blender? I'm trying to catch up to chat really quick. Looks like you guys are chatting amongst yourselves for now. It's fine. Okay. I need to get going. So I'm gonna do a generator or add generator. This is going to be, we'll probably use the mask builder or the editor. Probably the builder. Hold on. Because it's going to try to apply it to the whole thing. This needs to go up here. Here. And then it needs to be set to multiply. This can be mask builder stuff. There we go. And then I can come back to this. So yeah. So what I want is I want to start mixing in a little bit of like reddish and bluish tones into the mouth to get the idea of like blood flow and stuff in the mouth. Like subsurface blood flow. And I want this to be, right now it's hitting the high points and I want it to hit the low points. So I should probably invert it. Actually, we'll use triplanar. We won't invert it, but we will mess with the sure. I don't want it to get the convex areas. I want the concave. I'm kind of just going to mess around with these sliders for a bit. And see how everything looks. Can I pet that dog? You can try. I hope you get your hand back after you pet him. What do I need? I need the ambient occlusion. That needs to be bumped up, and we'll up the noise a little bit. Top down gradient, world space normal, scratches. We don't need scratches. So I think that's fine, maybe. Gradient range. Smoothness still. We might have to combine a couple of masks on this. So I can also add a blur here. So add filter, and then we can do a blur. Because it's too harsh, I think. Just maybe that's too much of a blur. I want it to soften it just a little bit. Something like that. So this is gonna look kind of scary in the beginning because it's gonna look like I'm making a rainbow in his mouth. But I'm just trying to add some variation, and then we'll tone it down a lot. This is gonna get way toned down. Now that I see so this one, I need to come back here. Maybe I need to make a little bit more of a drastic change in this color. And maybe the tiling needs to be a little bit bigger. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure what PVH is. What is PVH? Just let me know what that is, and maybe I've heard it and just I don't know the abbreviation. Primeval Horizon. Is that right? I don't know if I've heard of that. I don't think I know what that is. Is it another like dino survival game or something? Why is this? Okay, that's what I want. Primeval Horizon. I might have heard of it. The name sounds familiar, but I don't really know. I don't think I've like seen anything about the game. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about this game. I see the models and stuff. I might look into it later. But yeah, I don't have any opinions on it. Just playing around with some of these smart masks. See if it will give me any different results. Smart mask. This occlusion one. That one's a bit better. This one might be better to like add under here. I'm probably gonna have to group this. So make a red group in here. Red, and then this will be like the base, but it should be a little bit more faded. And then we'll have the deeper areas be darker red. And then I can add a mask on top of all of it and control everything, the distribution of everything. That's probably how we should do it. Black, should I add a black or a white mask? White mask. We'll add some paint. Okay. It's just me, but this music's slightly too loud. Okay, I can turn it down. My voice is pretty low. I can pull my mic to me better. Let me know how that sounds, Kivarsha. Okay. So I'm gonna start. So it looks kind of strange right now, right? Because I have all of this red mixed into everything. This actually, it kind of works in the nose. So I might keep some of that there. But I'm going to tone all of this down pretty far back. Because I want like the hint of like blood flow and stuff underneath the skin. But I don't want it to be super overpowering. So a lot of this is going to get knocked back. But I need like a big soft brush. So I'm gonna go back and forth a few times on this. We'll add some red in, we'll take some red out. And then hopefully we'll settle on something that's nice and balanced feeling. Even now, though, it already starts to feel better. Because before it was just like, it was too much tan. Too consistent. It made it look fake. So this will be a lot better. Okay. One area where I really want this to help out is like around the base of the teeth. We need to fix his teeth too because they look too grungy. But where's my mask? If you take a look at a lot of images online of crocodile teeth, just the close-ups of their mouths, they have a lot of discoloration and stuff around their teeth, and sometimes you can kind of tell where either they've injured their teeth or maybe they've been in fights, or maybe there's infection in their teeth. You can kind of see the redness where the like irritation and stuff. Maybe a new tooth just broke off and one's growing back in. Stuff like that you can kind of see in their mouth. So I want to add some of that in here. Start to get that going. I'm already liking the mouth a lot better than before. gonna pop this back on. That way I can see some of the scale detail in here. Cool. Now I can jump back up to the... Where is my mouth? This is my mouth. Jump back up to the mouth and claws. And then we will maybe bring some of that stuff back in around the base of the teeth, some of the redness back in there. I might actually need to add a separate layer with more, like a more intense red to get the red to the level that I want, but I'll try and... We don't want to do it everywhere, just in a couple of areas. It looks like I might need to make a separate red layer, because the red on the borders here is a little bit weak and I can't get the effect that I want just yet. Yeah, let's do that. How do I want to deal with that though? Because I just made this folder for all this red. I kind of don't like to nest like a lot of folders within folders within folders, but I might have to. Pull this out of here. Get this out of here. Just add a black mask. I don't need the whole thing. Then we'll add some paint. Okay. Kegerator? Kegerator? Is that for real? I'm not really sure how to respond to that. I mean, other than that's crazy. Just stumbled on your stream. To be fair, I don't know anything about 3D modeling, but I am enjoying it so far. And also, is the program you are using similar to Blender, or it's intended for layers of textures? Much appreciated. I mean, yeah. Thank you, Kegerator. That's awesome. Okay. To answer your questions, it's a Substance Painter. Substance is made to layer textures. It's basically like, you can think of it like Photoshop for texturing 3D models. You kind of think of it that way. It's a little bit different here and there, but that's how I like to think of it, because I come from a painting background, and I'm really familiar with Photoshop, so that's how I make it make sense to my brain, you know. Yeah, thank you for the donation so much. To be honest, guys, I don't know how the donation stuff in YouTube works. It's always surprising when somebody donates. And then, like, I don't know what currency it's in. I don't know, like, I wasn't sure at first if YouTube had its own, like, you know how Twitch has like bits and stuff? I wasn't sure if YouTube had its own little thing. So I apologize if I get stuff wrong when certain amounts pop up on the screen. But thank you for the donation. It's really appreciated. Even if it's like, you know, $1 or whatever, that still goes to helping the game. Yeah, exactly, Guy. And that kind of stuff that adds up over time, you know, a little bit here and there, consistently, you know, over like many people, that can add up a lot. I mean, it's kind of the principle of like stuff like Kickstarter, right? You have a lot of people donating a little bit here and there, and you can actually get to some super high numbers with that stuff. How big is a Purussaurus by weight and length? So in the game, we're going for, I think, 12 meters long. 12 or 12.5. Furious gave me... I think Furious told me the numbers before. Sorry, my wife is asking me if I want coffee. And the answer is yes. Because I haven't had coffee this morning at all. I hope she heard. I hope she got my message because she might have left already. That would suck. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, Monix, I got distracted. We're going for around 12 meters long, and I don't know what the mass is, to be honest. I don't know how to calculate the mass. Okay, you guys are talking about crowdfunding. I just backed a couple of Kickstarters not too long ago. And there's a Kickstarter for the new Beast of the Mesozoic card game that I worked on coming up in September, at the end of September, I think. September 20 something. But there's an artist who I actually am friends with, but he's a really, really great artist. I'm a huge fan of his work. His name's Louis LaRosa, and he had an art book that he put together. Go on Kickstarter, and I backed that one. So I'm pretty excited for that. Really nice looking art book, and hopefully some prints. He's helping me sort that out now. Okay, I think that's pretty good work on the mouth for now. I should probably get some blues in there. Let me look up some ref. Is that the ref that I'm seeing right now? It's way more. It depends, I guess. But there's a lot more red, like it's more intense than I have it represented. It varies. But like, especially closer to the back of the throat, it gets way more red. There is some like bluish coloration in here, so I'll probably have to throw some blues in. Mouth interior red. And we'll come back here. Get some blue going. Kind of like a pale. I mean, I could just go straight blue and just tone it down, or I could kind of make it pale to begin with. Maybe we'll just go blue. Add a mask. Add a fill. He's got some eyeshadow now. And hey, Sky, welcome. Thanks for the subscription. So with this is going to be like the same thing as the red areas that I was painting, but maybe not as involved. I'm gonna try to just paint straight on here. So again, we'll tone it down to a certain level, and then we'll keep just a little hint of the blue in certain areas. when I was looking at the reference, it tended to be back here in this area where most of the bluish tones were. But it was very, 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 like, subdued. It wasn't intense at all. So you can see how much I took away. It's quite a lot. It's almost not even there. But I think it does help add more realism to the mouth interior. I think there's like this might not do it. Let me see. There is like a little vein brush that is in here somewhere. Where the heck is it? That might be good. Yeah, this is good. But it's too much. Too much. Yeah, you can see how like it really needs to be super subtle. Because if I even add just a little bit more in, it starts to get too blue and it'll look weird. Very, very subtle stuff. Going back to my reference really quick. I should actually just pull it off to the side. That way I don't have to keep on switching screens. I'm going to grab a few different color palettes here. I mean, a few different refs. He looks so happy from this angle. Yeah, he can. It's kind of creepy happy though, because he's got like the soulless black eyes. But he does look happy. I think I'm going to add some of this. I'm seeing a lot more like orangey yellow in the mouth, like towards the front. Um, not like bright orange. It's more like kind of like a dirty color. I'll show you. Like a rusty orange, brown kind of color. Somewhere around here. And then we will add a black mask. And then another fill. And then this will be the... I'm going to go back to one of these smart masks. And I think the occlusion one worked well, maybe? Or I'm just going to copy one from here because I don't want to remake it. I'm going to get this mask builder. Copy effects. Bring it up here. Yep. But this needs to be multiplied. Then we'll play around with this mask builder because it's like a weird combo because some of the brown is on the like in the crevices, and then other parts are on top. I think this needs to be more yellow. Yellowy color. Slightly. Okay. I'm just messing around with sliders right now, seeing how it looks. Sky, love the dev streams. Seeing the details makes you appreciate it when it comes out. Can't wait to see it released. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I hope the dev streams have been helping kind of show the whole, like what we all have to go through to get to a playable dino and all the environments and all that stuff. That kind of obliterated my... Maybe I need something more... not so granular. Because that is pretty, like... maybe something more contrasty. Grungy stuff. Let's see. Let's see how this looks. Put the contrast in this. That's interesting, but let's see how that changed things. That's better. I'm going to mask a lot of it out, except for areas up in the front. Bun, what are you currently trying to do? Just add variation to the interior of the mouth. Because before what I had was just a flat tan color in there, and I didn't feel like it looked very believable. So I'm adding some color breakup and stuff in here. And I'm just looking at reference of Crocs to determine where that stuff needs to go. Because I mean, in a lot of the dinosaurs, I suppose, especially the predatory ones, the mouth needs to have a lot of attention, right? I feel like it does, because it's kind of the focal. It's close to the face, of course. It's the focal area, so I want it to look good. the thing about the way that we've made our skins and stuff too is that the interior of the mouth coloration does not change. It's only the colors around it on the body that change. So the interior of the mouth, I feel like it needs a little bit more attention, because it's going to be like kind of static. Like it's one of the only areas on the dinosaur that will not change no matter what customization you do. So it needs to look good no matter what, really. Like, I think once we give some attention to his teeth, this is going to look a lot better. I'm not entirely happy with this orange color. It's getting there, but I think I might need another pass on it, like another layer on top of this. But I kind of want to mess around with the teeth, because I think that'll help start to bring everything together. Bun, yeah, I agree. But that's what the reference is for. And as far as, I mean, you can take a look yourself, but some of the refs actually go way deeper in color than I am. I mean, yeah, we're going to get to all of that, right? I'm just kind of thinking out loud, you know, to let you guys know what I'm planning on doing. It's not really like it's not really like a problem I'm presenting or anything. If you guys weren't watching the stream, I'd be doing the same thing. Like I like to bounce around a lot on the model. So I would work on, if I see something on the body, I work on the body, mess around there, see something on the face, jump back to the face. Like it goes all over the place. It's actually kind of strange for me to be like so structured, where I'm like only working on the mouth for so long, but I feel like it needed a lot of attention. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so for the teeth, I got a lot of this grunge built in. This is a custom material that I made, like a smart material that I just like threw in on top of this, but it does need adjustments. You can't just use it and then just leave it. There needs to be some customization. So I'm going to add, let's see, I'm adding a paint layer, and then, so I'm going to have to make probably a few passes on this. But what I want mostly is the majority of the grungy stuff to be isolated near the gum line. So anytime that there is a lot of this buildup, like discoloration and texture on the ends of the teeth, I'm going to be getting rid of that mostly. And just leaving the teeth at the base sort of dirty and grungy. Oh, for a second there, like I got, I thought I was viewing the inside of the model for some reason. Like my brain was not computing what I was looking at. This brush feels too soft. I need something that's a little bit more aggressive, so I can get all this painted out right away. I know, yeah. Hallucinating. It's working in 3D, like if you're looking, it happens a lot when I'm looking at normal maps, because like the normal map will like invert, and I'll get like freaked out because I'm like, is my normal map really inverted, or am I just looking at, have my eyes just like been playing tricks on me? It happens a lot like with the normal maps. It doesn't happen too much when I'm just working on the textured model, but for some reason, like the way the teeth were shaded for like a quick second, I thought I was like looking at, I thought the normals had like flipped, and I was looking on the inside of the mesh rather than the outside. It was very weird. I almost feel like I need something even harsher. Because it's I want to kind of scrape off this gunk from the tops of the teeth, but I don't want like a blurred edge. It should be uneven and like kind of splotchy. But I might have to do that as a separate pass, maybe. Hey, Sharky, how's it going? Did you change your name back to Sharky, or do you use like a different account? Because I saw I thought you changed your name to your like YouTube channel name for a second. No worries. I mean, I know you as Sharky because that's how you first appeared in chat, but I also know the name of your YouTube channel, so it's not too big. It doesn't confuse me that much. I was talking a while ago about like when people change their Discord names and then they'll like message me again. I feel really bad because it's like I have to ask them who they are, and then because if you change your name on Discord and I'm like not keeping track, then you're basically got like an entirely different person to me. It's not so big a deal on Discord, I guess. I think some people have gotten mad at me at conventions though, because like I'll have met them online somewhere, and they go by a different name. They go by their like screen name, and then they meet me in person, and I think they kind of expect me to know their real name, but I don't. It's not been great. I've had a couple of, I guess looking back on it now, they're kind of funny stories, but in the moment they're just kind of very embarrassing, kind of cringy. Just like me, like totally forgetting somebody's name or calling them by a different name at a convention. Hey man, it's not good, but it happens. I do my best. Exactly, Sharky. Rar needs his coffee. My wife, there's a couple of coffee. I guess it's like a little coffee shops near us. One is within walking distance, just down the road. So I think she went there to get me some coffee. I hope. No worries, Bun Bun. Sorry, my wife brought me coffee and breakfast. and then the dog escaped from my room. So this is starting to feel much better because it's like getting all this gunk around the. I like this brush too. It's much nicer. Sharky, how did your Purussaurus stream go? Did you get a lot of work done on the para? Amond, how's it going? Welcome. I'm a crocodile dentist this morning. Are you gonna make Rex or Giga? Depends on if they're on the roster. I feel like there's so many questions about what dinosaurs are going in. I feel like I should memorize the roster. But I'm terrible at that. Let me check really quick. Here we are. Just skimming through it right now. There is a Tyrannosaurus. So yes to that one. I do not see Giga. No Giga. An Iceman. Will the Puru be in the tech demo? That would be a question for Islander. As far as I know, no. How can you see the roster? I believe there's a section on in the Discord somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. Should be able to look it up on the Discord. If you maybe do a search and try searching for the roster itself. Betsy, how's it going? Hey Samuel, I'm doing pretty well. How are you? Just working on these teeth right now. We basically focused on the mouth the whole time. I think honestly, I think the texture itself is pretty. I think it's mostly there. Maybe a few little tweaks here and there. But that's this skin is fairly like well established, I suppose. The teeth and the mouth were really needing some love, so that's where I spent the majority of today. And then once we're done with the teeth and the mouth, you know, they don't change, so they're done. Whereas there are other skins that will be worked on for the body itself. We need to do an eye texture too, but I'm honestly not sure if I'm the one doing the eye texture or if Sadek will be doing the eye texture. She seems to have a bunch of eye, like maybe like a procedural way of doing eyes or something. I mean, I can maybe like paint an eye on there to show her what I think would work well. But I don't know if I'm going to be doing the whole texture for the eye. I think, well, it depends. I think for now that it's just gonna have the closed part of the back of the mouth. Majority of the time their mouths are closed up like this, unless they're eating, like swallowing. But I don't know if the swallow animation will require us to actually show the mouth opening. Like the back of the mouth, like literally like in the throat, you know? Oh, Samuel, you're working on a Spino? Is it like are you trying to be super accurate with the reconstruction, or are you just working on a different kind of Spino design? Okay. Let me try something. This is very subtle. Let me see how it's actually affecting things. Yeah, it's super subtle stuff. is this working? This is not working correctly because why is it not? I need a curvature map, but did I ever bake curvature for the teeth? I'm not sure. This one needs certain maps to work. Okay, so I might need to bake out some maps for the teeth. Let me check. Just using old pieces found in early 20th century and making dinosaur out of that. Oh, nice. Okay. Amond? Yeah, the acro? We don't have an acro. What are you... I'm not sure what you're speaking about. We don't have an Acrocanthosaurus in the game. Are you talking about the Eocarcharia? I'm just baking out these maps that I need because I didn't have them in there, and I need some of these to make sure that some of those other maps were working because they feed off of they reference the maps I'm baking right now. So that's probably why the teeth didn't look as good as they should be. Okay, that should be done. I'll go back to paint. There we go. But I turned off the body. That's better. I think the mouth is looking better. What I was going to do is... I don't like the... Where the heck is my layers? I like the teeth much better for sure. The mouth... The mouth redness needs to come down. Either it needs to come down or it needs... the color needs to change. a little bit. So I think it's too, like, maybe it just needs to be a slightly warmer red. I feel like it's too cool. Like it's, yeah. This can be more like red because I feel like that irritation would be much more like surface level redness. But I think that color shift in here made it feel much better. It was just a little bit too pure red. Or it was like a maroon color. It didn't feel right with the color palette. I'm going to shift this one slightly. Just slightly back. I like the way the roof of the mouth looks. This area down here is getting there. I like the way the teeth are coming along. It looks much better than it was at the beginning of stream, at least. Let me see. What else do I need to do to this skin? There are a couple little areas. Like if I'm being super nitpicky, there's some stuff down in the tail, like these splotchy colors. I mean splotchy markings. They could be tweaked a little bit so that way they're not so like rounded. But this is getting close. I'm getting pretty close to finished. And then we'll move on to another skin. There's some other stuff that we need to do to this that I don't want to forget though, because all of this stuff, this is very important. And I want to make sure I get this right. This is important for the customization. So I'll need to deal with that as well. Hey Shaft, thank you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's about time to end this stream. So that's where we are right now. Pretty close. So thank you all for being here. Looks like Wednesday stream is still good to go, and we'll be back on the Peru next Saturday. Well, thanks everyone, and I'll see you either Wednesday or next weekend. Okay, have a good weekend. Bye.